Yes, everyone, and welcome back to Punches and Pundits. We're here for a new episode. And before we start, like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you are listening to any audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, make sure to download the episodes, and there'll be loads more coming. Now, just to start off, I've got a little rant. Because yesterday, we all know that the UFC like doing, how can I even call it, filler events. But yesterday was particularly bad. I don't know if you saw the card.
I saw the reaction. It wasn't.
One, two, three,
it wasn't.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9 cards in total. Main event, Tybura Spivak. Co-main event, Jackson Mariscal. He didn't even make weight. I was like, and it was in the Apex. I was like, damn, like, how am I staying up to watch this? Like,
it's just one of those. It's one of those where you look back at the card the next day, innit? You don't stay away for this kind of card. It was Vegas as well. Nah, no way.
When the card is on, like, I don't know where it is, and I know UFC fans can relate, but once it's on, I feel like I'm not like doing my duty as a UFC fan. If like I'm trying to say, I'm not watching, even though like Spivak and Tybura, and it finished quick. To be fair, Spivak got a good win, so it was one of them where it was like, rah, say no more. But
they're solid heavyweights, but it's the kind of fighters that you want to see on the undercard with big card, not main eventing.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Do you know what I mean?
You can definitely get a half decent matchup, even if it's at the Apex. Like you go from Corey Umar, that card was proper.
Yeah.
And then I know that we got 3 or 5 next week, but just give us something half decent. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
to be honest though, we're spoiled for next week, basically. So it is what it is, and it's just these guys, they have to fight. The UFC have to just stick them somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, you never know, man. It's those cards that you don't expect to be good cards.
That one I wasn't expecting much. I can't lie. Like normally I'm the
kind of guy. Me neither.
Normally I'm the kind of guy to be like, do you know what? You don't know what you're gonna expect. There's some upcoming, but this one I looked at the card. I was like, yeah, this is not it. But next week, next week with charge.
Izzy, listen, Izzy obviously main eventing against Drakus. My boy Izzy with a chip on his shoulder. We've seen this storyline before. When Izzy, when he lost to Pereira at middleweight, going into the rematch against Pereira, everybody thought he was going to lose. Everybody thought Izzy was going to lose, and he pulled out one of the most surprising knockout wins of his career. Now, do not be surprised. Obviously, Izzy's coming up on loss, not to the same guy, Strickland, but he's fighting against Drakus Duplessis, who he has history with. Yeah. Do not be surprised if he makes easy work of Drakus. Don't be surprised.
Easy work is crazy talk, though.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, because Izzy's that kind of guy. You know, when you doubt him, he just shows the levels, isn't it? For me, it's just a thing where he was at the top for so long, he got a bit complacent. And this is not me discrediting Strickland for his win. Strickland fought very well, but I just think Izzy. Izzy went on a mad win streak for a while.
Izzy, like whether you like him or not, like his run is.
Bro, you could put him up against. You could put him up against Anderson Silva as one of the greatest middleweights of all time. He's up there with him, neck and neck, and he has an argument. Of course, for me, Silva edges it a little bit, but he has an argument to stand there neck and neck with the greatest middleweight of all time, Anderson Silva. So this is a legit guy. This is a serious guy. Izzy is looking like he's got a chip on his shoulder. Drakus is saying he's going to make it look easy. Izzy's not talking as much. So this is why I think Drakus is in trouble. Izzy's not talking too much. You know when he rocks up to that cage, it's going to be a big
I just hope for his sake, we don't end up with like Duplessis, just a different version of himself, and he just gets to work, bro.
Yeah,
DDP, if he beats Whittaker, now if we look at the other side, bro, because I know we're talking about the Izzy side, but if we talk about the DDP side, Whittaker, Strickland, Izzy in a row. Who are we talking about here? We're talking about a serious guy.
We might be talking about a GOAT. You're right. Listen, if he beats Whittaker, he beat Strickland. If he can add Izzy to that resume, that might be the best resume in middleweight history. Bro, I'm back to back as well. back to back.
to back 3 times.
Yeah, listen, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So like,
but listen, Dracus is a serious guy as well. Like, this is a very good fight. Like, this is a fight. I'd say I'm looking forward to this fight more than the O'Malley Marat, even though that's an amazing fight as well. But this fight right here, it's just what's at stake. Izzy can't afford to lose twice. You know, Dracus and Izzy, they've had a bit of history back and forth. Dracus doesn't want to be that guy that just holds the belt for one fight and then loses it in his defense. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of storylines to this fight.
Yeah, the one thing I will say as well is like, no matter how emotionally involved Izzy is normally, he tends to fight the same way. Like if we look back at maybe Paulo Costa when he wanted to smoke him, he put on one of his best
performances. Yeah, no, you're right. When he hates the guy, it doesn't affect his fight style. 100%.
So that's a good quality, but DDP, I don't know, like
he's just durable, he's wild, he's tough, and he has technique as well.
He's gonna use his wrestling. 100 billion.
He has to. Izzy's not easy to take down though. And I know people will look at Pereira took him down, but
no. I know he's not easy. He's not
easy to take down. You know what I mean?
Against the cage. But this is what I'm trying to say.
And if you take him down, Izzy, he tends to get back up. So, but it's a very good fight. It's honestly a very, very good fight. I haven't been this excited for a fight in a while. In terms of like, I can't call it. I'm saying Izzy, but really, if you were to really ask me, it's a tough one to call because Dracus is a problem. Like, Dracus is a winner. He just finds a way to win. And Izzy coming off a loss, we know what he's like, Izzy. When he's coming off a loss, he shows everyone. He reminds everybody who he is.
DDP has shown he's got the intangibles in like the 4th and 5th round, for example, against Strickland. These like you have Sean Strickland in front of you, belt on the line, and man's still there. He's still dishing it out. So got to respect DDP as well. But I feel like the key as well for Izzy is DDP is going to want to clinch him against the fence. I've got an inkling that and it's about him. Do not spend time against the fence. Make sure
100%.
Make sure you move. Make sure you move and don't how can I say it? Like let rounds kind of be in the judge's hands. Like make sure you don't let DDP because and DDP is strong, so he can hold you against the fence. And then if Izzy's not doing anything, he's not popping shots off and whatnot, then there's a possibility of him actually losing the round. So stay in the open space, use your jab, use your kicks, stay at range, and DDP is going to come with a blitz. Just be wary of that because I actually rewatched the finish against Whittaker.
Yeah.
Just came in, boom, boom, landed a jab. Whittaker didn't know what day it was. Dude can hit. So he needs to stay out the way of that. But if it's, like I said, if it's a kickboxing match, if it's a striking match, if it's who looks better, prettier, Izzy all day. But if it's an MMA gritty 5-rounder, let's see who's got the most intangibles. I might be leaning to DDP. So that's a real matchup right there. And
Izzy 100% has to take the center of the cage. He cannot let him back up. He can't back up against a guy like Dracus. Dracus just wants to back him up, make it a dirty fight, an ugly fight, take him down, grind him. Izzy has to fight at range, but keep center of the cage.
Yeah.
But doing that is not easy though, because Dracus,
it's not easy.
His pressure is different.
His pressure is different, and you don't mind holding a smack as well. That's what I'm
He's durable. He's durable. He's tough.
I'm scared of a smack.
He loves it. He loves that.
He loves it. He's a mad guy. He's a mad guy.
But quick prediction. You've got to predict it. We're kind of sitting on a fence. Listen, I'm gonna go Izzy.
I don't know if
I'm going Izzy. I can't lie. Izzy decision. Izzy decision for me.
I don't see a finish, and I probably will say Izzy decision as well. But I could see a DDP decision. Do you know what? I'm going to go against the grain. DDP decision. Yeah. I don't see a finish.
DDP decision, me Izzy's decision, innit?
Yeah. No, we're locked in now. We'll see. We didn't come with like a mad bold prediction like DDP knockout second round or something like that. No. But you never know with MMA. I mean, if DDP finishes Izzy, it's going to be a madness. Same with Izzy. If Izzy knocks out DDP, we can go swiftly to the co-main event. Now, this is a cracker. This is a bit of a sleeper scrap. Steve Erceg against Kai Kara France. Steve Erceg obviously coming off a title shot against Pantoja. He gave a good account of himself. It was just the grappling. Pantoja's grappling managed to keep him on the ground a little bit. But in the striking exchanges, he looked real solid.
Yeah, and that's what I think this fight's going to be. It'll be a striking fight.
Yeah, it will.
It's a fight. You know, I want to say Erceg, but Kai, obviously his teammates on the main event. The whole camp's going to be there. I say Kai pulls it off, even though Erceg will probably be the favorite.
I think Erceg's got demon power at flyweight.
No,
he's sent people to. I remember the knockout against Matt Schnell in the Apex.
Yeah, but what I didn't like though was after the fight against Pantoja that he lost, he was kind of not making excuses, but he wasn't giving Pantoja his credit. Do you know what I mean? You know when fighters do that, they go in a bit too overconfident into their next fight. I think he'll go in a bit overconfident. And
I feel like Pantoja's the type of fighter that you lose to, but you feel you can beat because of the way he fights.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say the pace. Yeah. I have never seen a fighter like Pantoja manage to get takedowns. Even like his heart rate must be like through the roof, and he'll still manage to take someone down, bro. Like maybe Khabib. But Khabib wouldn't get that tired. Pantoja looked half dead. If you look at the Moreno fight, the Royval fight, dude will be dead and still manage to grab your legs double. Like, bro, that's why I respect Pantoja, innit? And you know what? Pantoja's going on a nice little. You know, he's beat.
Yeah, I mean,
he's beat everyone. He's beat everyone.
Yeah, listen. I mean, who would you say is the greatest? I mean, the greatest fighter of all time is Mighty Mouse. So it's a tough feat to kind of catch up to Mighty Mouse. Well, he has 12, 13 defenses.
But
so, it's different. It'll be a while, but it's been a while since we've seen a flyweight dominate. So if Pantoja can get more wins under his record, he can dominate, keep defending his belt. He can try and chase that Mighty Mouse record, which won't be easy.
Talking of former flyweights, though, I have never seen someone like Figueiredo before. His power translates from 125 to 135.
He's a problem. And another great addition to what is the best division in the UFC. I say every episode.
I said
bantamweight.
Bro, I said this first of all, for me, I'm going to say it right here with chest. Chito Vera's extremely overrated, bro.
Like, he had a little bit of a run. I remember when he beat Frankie Edgar. He beat a few guys on that run, but when he's fighting against when he fights against the upper echelon fighters, Sanhagen's, even Figueiredo now, he's stuck in the mud.
Until he kicked Dominic Cruz's nose in, he was losing that fight. So it covered up the cracks that he managed to get finishes late. But against Sanhagen, against Sean O'Malley, who completely just smoked him for 25 minutes. And now Figgy's in that conversation. Do you know what I'm trying to say? 5-5. Here, look at the run. The Cody Garbrandt fight, I didn't really understand in it. I'll be real. I was like, why'd you go from Rob Font to Cody Garbrandt? That's a step back. I know that Garbrandt's got he's got a name value and whatnot, but he got Rob Font, Cody Garbrandt, Chito Vera 135 now under his belt. He's not going to get the title shot because that's going to go to Umar. But if you make these discussions, Peter Yan Figueiredo fight, madness. Sanhagen.
Peter Yan, Sanhagen. Sonya Dong.
Sonya Dong's a bit further back, innit? I think.
Yeah, but in terms of he'll fight one of our upwards, but I'm just saying the options at bantamweight are endless. So many options. If Cejudo wants to come back,
You're always throwing Cejudo.
No, that's what I'm saying. But Cejudo, the bantamweight division is stacked. Even if he fights down, I don't think that's a bad thing. Because Dana could just be like, all right, you're being a company man, you're willing to fight down. Okay, win this, I'll give you a title shot. Dana's done it before, where guys will fight down and he'll still give them a title shot.
Well, I will say it's because Peter Yan and Sanhagen aren't booked, so it makes sense. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, obviously, probably more Peter Yan than Sanhagen because obviously he's just coming off a loss last weekend.
Yeah,
but I'd say, but no, listen, he's got options. If I was Figueiredo, I'd stay well clear of Sanhagen. I can't lie.
Really,
Sanhagen's style is not good for Figueiredo. Figueiredo wants to get in your face and knock your head off. Sanhagen will just Sandhagen will just keep him at range. Just Sandhagen, isn't it? He'll put in the clinic.
But
he'll have to grapple.
Yeah, but Figueiredo gets takedowns at 135. That's what I'm trying to
say.
say.
No, you're right. He has to go in with that takedown.
No, but to be fair,
if he doesn't try to grapple, I don't really see him getting past Sandhagen's jab.
Even if we dabble into what happened last week with the Sandhagen-Umar fight, Sandhagen's takedown defense was top. It was top. Especially in the open, it was superb. But then you look at Umar striking, and then he was getting the better because Corey was so worried about the takedown that he was defending well. In the striking exchanges, he couldn't actually get his shots like fully off, establish his jab. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He just had to, land shots here and there, but Umar was quality in the striking. So that was the most impressive thing for me, is that we saw Umar's intangibles 4th, 5th round.
Yeah.
And down the line, man, that Sean O'Malley Umar or that Merab Umar fight that's gonna be a proper scrap, man. I'm gonna be front line for that.
No, very good fight. He doesn't even care as well who he fights. He came out and said, I don't care, give me Merab, give me O'Malley. I'm not too fussed.
He'd rather O'Malley.
100% O'Malley's the better matchup for him. But at the same time, you could say, I mean, his striking impressed me against Sandhagen. I mean, he didn't look too bad on the feet. He looked good enough to last with O'Malley. And of course, we know he'll get a takedown. So, to be honest, Sandhagen showed very good takedown defense.
That's what I'm trying to say, yeah.
Very good takedown defense. I don't know whether O'Malley has that kind of takedown defense, because even when Sandhagen was getting taken down, he'd just scramble his way back up, or he'd do this weird thing where he'd turn around and he would roll and then get in with like a leg lock, but then just use it to transition and then get back up. Yeah, I mean, Umar had to work for that takedown. Like, he got late in the fight.
Even like money-wise, UFC-wise, the Umar Sean O'Malley fight would be huge. It would be like the Conor and Khabib from Wish. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it would be it would be a step down, but like
you're right. I mean, O'Malley even came out and said, I want to fight Umar because I want to be the guy to beat the Nurmagomedov or something like that. Umar's not Khabib though, do you know what I mean? It's not the same.
I know, but Umar's good. And I can't lie, if he becomes champion, they would have had the 135-pound champion, the 155-pound champion. Obviously, Khabib's goated. I know you made a video yesterday about Ankalaev, how they're ducking Pereira. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Bro, they're taking the mick. Why are they giving him Rakic? That doesn't make any sense. But
we'll double into 308. Yeah, we'll double into 308. But let's continue.
Yeah, that's some nonsense. I've got something to say.
We'll get into it. But another good fight. Another guy who's getting done dirty. Yeah, Gamrot against Dan Hooker. He's getting done dirty. Bro. He was calling for Charles.
But they have to put Hooker on that card. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously it's Perth. I mean, all of his camp is fighting. Izzy's fighting. Kai's fighting. They probably got a few guys on the undercard as well that I probably don't know about. But usually they try to stack the card with fighters from the same gym and camp. So it made sense. But Gamrot, it's a weird one. He was calling out Charles, didn't get it. This is a big step down. But I reckon they just gave him a good offer. They're like, listen, we'll pay you this much. Just take the fight. Do you know what I mean?
But what does a win
do? It's one of those. A win just adds another win to his record. It doesn't really help his claim to fight for the belt.
Does he get if he beats Hooker? Does he definitely get a Charles fight now?
Yeah, I mean, if he can beat Hooker impressively, Charles will probably be more inclined to fight him. Charles is still holding up for that title shot.
He's just chilling.
But the longer you wait, the worse it will get, because Sarukin's ban will go. And Sarukin came out and said he will do that. He'll do that community service, whatever it is, where he has to.
Did you hear that Dustin Poirier said he would come out of retirement? He's not actually in retirement, but he said for interim belt, him v Sarukian, because Islam's injured. Yeah. Down.
The only way the UFC would do that fight if it's not for the interim belt, because you can't give a guy an interim fight coming off a loss to the champion. You could still make that Poirier Sarukian fight, but not for an interim belt, just as a filler fight and the winner's guaranteed.
Yeah, but Poirier gave a good account of himself.
I know. Yeah, and I know, but it's just he's coming off a loss to the champion. I know he put in a very good performance.
Sometimes you wiggle your way through, bro.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the way the UFC are going right now, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like, what's up with Charles? I think he tweeted, he was like, I ain't got no fight news for you lot. Like, what you doing? Give us a fight, Charles, bro.
I mean,
what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I don't know with Charles. I don't know. I mean,
he's in a weird position though, high key.
Yeah, I mean, Benoit Saint Denis booked into fight, isn't he?
Yeah, Moicano. He's headlined. They're
Moicano,
headlined in Paris next month.
Headline in Paris. So, and obviously now Dan Hooker versus Gamrot's been announced. Listen, I said this a few episodes back here, but obviously people don't agree with me. But why didn't you give Paddy Charles? I know it's a big step down for Charles, but Paddy's coming off a win against a ranked fighter. Just let Paddy go in there with a guy who he can't submit, and he has to strike with him. And listen, it's a good fight for Charles. I think it's a good matchup for Charles.
Respectfully, that's a bad day for Paddy.
Oh, it's bad day. It's a bad day for Paddy. It's a good style for Charles. He's coming up against a heavy jiu-jitsu fighter that can crack a bit, but not the striker Charles is. And he's not going to do anything to Charles on the ground. So it's a good matchup, but it's also a good step up in competition for Paddy.
I feel like Paddy needs that. Another
He wants Moicano, but if Moicano's fighting in Paris, let's say they have a war, it'll take Moicano a few more months to recover. We're not gonna see Paddy until what? The end of the year.
Nah, he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight.
He took no damage against Bobby Green. Paddy took 0 damage.
Yeah,
so we need to see him fight.
Yeah, I don't know the lightweight rankings like that, but if he's at 14, 15, he'll fight just before the top 10. But I'm inclined to think Moicano BSD is gonna be a war. Do you get it?
100%. I mean, I don't see BSD getting finished by Moicano. I mean, Dustin
just doesn't have a staph infection.
Dustin has dirty boxing on the inside, but Moicano doesn't have Dustin's power. So I don't see.
BSD was half dead in Miami, bro. That staph infection, his head was scrambled. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, back to 305. I think you made a video about this when it got announced. Tai Tuivasa against Rosenstrike. Tuivasa's
yeah, but I've got to say this as well. A lot of people disagreed with me as well. I think this is a bad matchup for Tuivasa. This is a very bad matchup because Jairzinho, people just go off that knockout loss to Ngannou. He is a technical guy. He is technical. He doesn't come out swinging like a wild guy. He is precise, tries to catch you with hooks, good footwork. Unless Tai becomes a wrestler overnight, I don't see him doing anything. And Tai has not got the best chin at heavyweight. I'm sorry.
Well, his chin's a bit gone now, I'll be real.
Yeah, at one point he did, but now, come on, even that fight against, what's his name, Hardy, where he knocked him out, he was wobbled just before. Yeah. You land clean, you're wobbling him. And this guy, Jairzinho, with his strikes, they're strikes that you don't see coming. That's why he has so many quick knockout wins, because he doesn't telegraph his shots. They're just quick little counters where you'll throw and he'll just anticipate and just clip you. So unless Tai, I don't know, changes drastically, I think this is a very bad night for him.
He can't go. You can't be reckless because
no way.
Chin for chin.
But that's his style, though. He has that reckless style. He's a tough guy. Samoan. These guys are tough warriors. He's gonna come. They have that kill or be killed style.
You gotta respect it. But
respect. They're fun to watch.
Ever since the fight that he had it with Garn in Paris when they headlined it, that one was a movie. He dropped Garn, and I was like, oh my gosh, if this guy finishes Garn, that's a title shot. And then Cyril just went full Muay Thai mode, kicked him to
Cyril.
He went nuts.
He got pissed off and just put on a clinic.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Jairzinho KO in the first round.
Oh, we didn't even do the prediction for Gamrot Dan Hooker. What are you saying for that?
Gamrot Dan Hooker.
Unanimous decision.
You know what? Yeah. Gamrot unanimous, but you know what? I'm gonna go for the underdog here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Dan Hooker decision.
Fairs.
Baby.
Li Jingliang, bro. He's back. That's my dude, bro. He's been out for a while, I think. And he's fighting Carlos Prates. And last time he fought, this guy looks like Slender Man. He's the one. Is he still at 170? He's gone down to 155 now. No, welterweight, 170.
Welterweight, yeah.
Carlos Prates, there's a video of him just outside the Apex or wherever it was, just smoking a ciggy, and he said after a fight, let's just have a cigarette, bro. And I'm
just because of that, Li Jingliang's gonna handle him still. I can't lie. Yeah, Li Jingliang is he's a good fighter. He's a good
Bro,
fighter.
he's solid work, bro. I remember when
yeah,
he got done dirty when he was supposed to fight Tony, and then the whole shebang happened with Hamzat. Hamzat made quick work.
but that's Hamzat though, isn't it? Hamzat will just take you down. Well, he's a serious guy, Li Jingliang.
Yeah. He's a solid fighter. I can't lie.
I'm going Li Jingliang, second round KO.
Say that head kick or something. Just like mad. But something that's been announced, bro. Yeah. First of all, this is weird because they've announced the whole 308, basically the whole main card of 308 and a few other fights. 307. Who they
that card is stacked to the that 308 card is stacked to the brim.
What's happening with 307? My God. How are they skipping the 306? Yeah, cool. It's the Sphere card. And then we got what's happening with 307? They're gonna give us like Pennington.
307 is that a Vegas card? That's Vegas.
Utah.
Yeah.
Who could fight on 307?
Who's really available right now? I mean, all the champions are booked. All the most champions are booked.
Do you know
unless I don't know. Unless Jones comes back, but he's not. He's gonna fight.
He's gonna do New York. He's gonna do 309. He's gonna do 309.
Probably
McGregor is going to do 310. So 307 is just there. How you announce the whole 308 card?
And they can't even do the BMF because Holloway and Poirier are booked.
Yeah.
So, I think the UFC have kind of there's nothing. I mean, welterweight.
Bilal wants to chill.
Yeah, Bilal Shavkat.
Bilal Shavkat would be a movie. I can't lie.
I mean, they're talking about. I think they're talking about
Pantoja,
Madalena versus Usman at 170. Well, I think that may be for 307. But that as a main event doesn't really make any sense to them.
I mean, if you put Bilal Shavkat and let's say you do 2 title fights and you do Pantoja with whoever, it's not great, but it is what it is. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because I can't think of. Obviously, the heavyweight, no. Light heavyweight, what's Pereira doing? He ain't got. This is another thing. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Pereira's gonna
Pereira. They could have easily done Ankalaev Pereira 307. Easy, but I don't know. You know what it is? Yeah, people are saying Pereira is holding up for heavyweight, and someone made a good point. They were like, John Jones is literally holding up 2 divisions if that's the case, because you've got Stipe, who we don't even know what kind of state he's in. Jones is saying he wants a Stipe fight. You've got Aspinall, interim champion, waiting. He's cleaned up the division. He's defending an interim belt, which is unheard of, yeah? And then you've got the light heavyweight division. Pereira wants to go up. I don't know why he wants to go up. You've got Ankalaev ready, at least fighting Ankalaev. But they're trying to kind of tease that Pereira going up to heavyweight, John Jones as another option, leaving Aspinall as a flipping backup. And now you've got Ankalaev getting booked for weird fights like meaningless fights against Rakic.
It's a madness.
It makes no sense. You could have easily done Pereira.
I don't
Ankalaev 307 easy.
I don't actually think it's a Pereira ducking thing. I think it's the UFC just
protecting. Of all, no. I never ever would say Pereira ducking. Pereira will fight anyone. Yeah. But it's definitely the UFC taking care of their asset.
Their golden goose.
Their golden goose. That's it.
But bro, Ankalaev, like this is what I'm trying to say. Like Rakic, the Rakic that got buzzed by Yuri. I know he looked good the first 2 rounds or wherever it was, but he got Yuri smoked him towards the end. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So the fact that realistically, and this is what I was saying, if Rakic wins, that's a title shot immediately, even off a loss.
Yeah.
Even off a Yuri loss. So he's counting his lucky stars. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He's counting his lucky stars that he can go. But I will say, I expect Ankalaev to smoke him, like pretty convincingly. But yeah, man, I can't lie. He got done dirty. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
And now I'm thinking about it. They gave Prohaska a rematch of a knockout loss to Pereira, and Ankalaev can't get a shot. What's Ankalaev done to the brass, the UFC brass?
Ever since the interim fight with Blachowicz, just get done dirty. Just get done dirty.
Even as a Pereira fan, you'd want to see him against Ankalaev. because Ankalaev's the toughest matchup.
Yeah.
Imagine if Pereira comes in and just knocks out Ankalaev as well. He's up there. I mean, you've got argument for him being pound for number one. If he beats Ankalaev, who's the toughest matchup, you've essentially cleaned up the division. Why are you gonna fight Rakic when the guy that you knocked out dealt with him? Even though I know MMA math don't work, but he's essentially eliminated all the threats at light heavyweight. That would give him a good argument to go up to heavyweight. So why would you delay that?
I think the UFC probably want Pereira just to chill a little bit as well.
Pereira's not getting any younger though.
That is true. He's
37, 38. Bro, listen, he needs to fight as much as he can. And I know he's fighting often, but it's because he's taking no damage. So keep getting in there.
Other than Ankalaev, there's nothing happening at 205. Nah, it's a smelly division.
It's a meaty division. It's a meaty division, but it's good at the top. It's a weird division where majority, like the most of the top 15 is a bit weak, but the top 3-4 are solid fights.
Apparently, they're trying to do Yuri Jamal Hill, so they're trying to make that fight.
I mean, you've even got Oldberg, but what's his status?
Yeah, Oldberg. Yeah, that's
injured, isn't it?
Yeah,
he was meant to fight Jamal Hill and that late replacement part.
Yeah,
that would have been a good fight. But yeah, I mean, there's a few decent guys there. It definitely needs a bit more than that weight class.
Yeah. Also, as well, I forgot the co-main event for Paris is a real big fight in middleweight as well. Imavov, Brendan Allen. That's got implications as well. Brendan Allen's on like a 7-fight win streak.
Yeah, I can't lie. Imavov is in trouble. He's in trouble.
Say what?
He's in trouble. I mean, very good striker, but the moment I gets on the mats,
Brendan Allen's good, bro. I can't lie.
The moment I gets on the mats, you should be drilling takedown defense the whole camp. But even if you drill it, you still can't stop it.
Brendan Allen feels like that guy, like, bro, he's gonna have to do a Bilal thing to get a title shot. Like, he's gonna have to win and win and win, because to be fair, I think he's like 7 and Imavov is 4.
Yeah.
So Imavov is fighting down the rankings, but he is co-main event at Paris. I understand he wants to fight at home. But I mean, a good win for Brendan Allen, and you're probably talking he has to fight one of the big boys, which I know one of the top 3 or 4 will not want to fight him. Why do I have to fight him?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Brendan Allen is in there, but the middleweight division for me is kind of back. You look at all the fighters, the matchups. I mean, Whittaker, Chimaev just got announced as well. I can't lie to you, the middleweight division, it might be the second best division after the bantamweight division. I can't lie to you. It might be the second best division after the bantamweight division, in my opinion.
That's a strong shout right there.
I think lightweight it's kind of
dying down.
It's kind of dying down a bit. You've got Islam, Poirier, Gaethje have been around for years, never become undisputed. Oliveira's around as well, but it's just not the same for me. It's not the same for me. I just don't see any of them troubling Makachev.
What about welterweight though? I know Bilal's champion and stuff, but like,
welterweight's up there as well. But I just think with Chimaev, Robert Whittaker, Dracus du Plessis, Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya.
You forgot a man.
I'm middleweight. I'm
145, bro.
No, 145.
Whoa.
No, these are all good divisions, but I just think bantamweight and middleweight have just separated themselves.
No, bantamweight, say no more, but
middleweight,
featherweight or middleweight.
Featherweight, you've got Volt, Holloway, Ilya, Lopez. That's really it. I mean, you can say Aljo as well, but Brian Ortega's been around for years. Like, do you know what I mean?
He's tired.
No, he's not tired, but he's been around. We've seen him compete for the belt. Lopez is an up-and-coming talent. He's an exciting guy to watch. Obviously, you've got Aljo. I just think the names at middleweight, you can't ignore it. Chimaev, Whittaker, Dracus, Strickland, Izzy. That five can go up against any top 5 in any other weight class.
But then after that, there's not much going on.
I mean, you've got the Allen is fighting. Imavov, who's a bit of a talent. You've got a few guys.
I hear that. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, middleweight is decent, isn't it?
Middleweight's back.
All right.
It's not quite the glory days. Not quite the glory days of Weidman, Rockhold, Bisping, but
All right.
it's
I
come
wanted
back.
to. I spoke about this in a video, yeah, but I wanted to talk about for how much Dana's been hyping the Sphere card, yeah.
Yeah.
What he's done with the 308 card. Oh my,
Yeah.
bro.
It doesn't. I know it makes sense for him to do that for the Sphere, but if you think about it, Abu Dhabi, I think the money they generate whenever they go out there, they kind of have to give them a mad card. There's just so much money they make. Whenever they fight in these Gulf countries, they make so much money. So I just think it's the UFC.
This is a serious fight. Because normally you'll have like a Islam headlining or something like that. So they've given them Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway. Man,
Yeah.
you want to talk about most anticipated? I can't lie. Izzy, DDP, say no more. But Max, Ilia, nah, that's the most anticipated scrap of the year, bro.
No, that's a good fight.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
No, but I just think Izzy Dracus is hard to call. But so is Max and Topuria. It's hard to call as well. Yeah,
bro, that's mad hard to call, bro.
Izzy's my guy. That's all it is, isn't it? Izzy's my guy. I just love watching Izzy fight.
I hear that, but most anticipated scraps of the year, numero uno is Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway, because if Ilia is who he says he is, he beats Max Holloway. And could he be the one to finish him? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just mad. There's just so much going on, so many narratives.
It's just difficult for me to see Max Holloway getting finished. I've never seen the guy get slumped. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to see that. Like,
time for everything. I know he's been there. MMA maths don't like. He's been there with Dustin. Yeah. He's been there with Justin Gaethje in his last fight. People that can just knock your lights out. But Ilia, do you know what? If anything, he's more accurate than Gaethje. I tell you that. More accurate.
Does he have Gaethje's power?
No, but
I know he has power. He has power, but Gaethje has. I mean, all right. Let's say they're neck and neck with power. Gaethje was landing on Holloway. He did land some clean strikes on Holloway. He did not phase Holloway. It dropped him, but it did not phase him. One thing about Holloway is he has a poker face and doesn't phase him. And he was taking those leg kicks as well. Holloway is a tough guy. He is tough. He's durable, and he does not take a step back. So this is an amazing fight. But I just think Holloway's experience will prevail. Just my opinion.
Fairs. And how about if Topuria does knock out Max Holloway? Yeah. If there's a dimension or universe where that happens, yeah. How high do you put that feat?
100. I mean, it'd be the greatest achievement.
You're about to say a wild take.
Nah, I can't say greatest of all time. He has to still defend it a few times, but it'd be one of the greatest achievements in featherweight history to finish a guy like Max Holloway, who he went on the run he went on as champion, who's never been finished. To do that, former champion, Holloway's already a Hall of Famer. To be the first guy to knock out a Hall of Famer, he'd be definitely doing his resume very good. So
then Ilia gets propelled into conversations.
I can't lie. If he knocks out Holloway, I don't think he hangs around at featherweight. I think there's big fights for him at
Islam.
No, lightweight. Not even Islam. He's always calling out McGregor.
Yeah, McGregor might be.
I think. Yeah, I mean McGregor's not going down to 145, so I reckon they could meet in between. McGregor's last fight was at 170.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, his next fight will be at 170.
Ever since what he did to Volk, I'm a bit worried, innit? I'm a bit worried because I was convinced Volk would just move around, just like I expect Max to move around.
Yeah.
And the moment he was a little too close to the fence, one on the chin, and that was it. Shout out Robert Whittaker, man, because bro, this guy, he's supposed to fight Hamza, drops out, fights Adesanya, who they're hyping up like crazy, knocks him out swiftly, and then he's like, "Give me Hamza again." He's the one that said, "Give me Hamza again." The UFC didn't say, "So what do you want to do?" That we're thinking booking. He was like, "No, give me Hamza," because I know Strickland's gonna wait for his thing. Yeah, which I don't know if it's the smartest thing to do, because let's say Izzy and DDP have a war and the champion's out for a while. Strickland's gonna wait. If Whittaker beats Hamza, then they're gonna be like, "Nah, we want to see."
So, when I heard that fight being announced, I was just thinking, wasn't Whittaker meant to be a backup fighter? for that
No,
fight?
you said no. You said
He
he
said
won't.
no to that.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, it's a fight that makes sense for me because Izzy's not going to get. I'm not Izzy. Whittaker's not going to get a title shot. And the reason why I say it, even though he had a very good performance in his last fight, first of all, Alescarov's nowhere near a title shot. You can't beat him and call for a shot. And secondly, he's lost to Izzy twice. He's lost to Dracus. Does he deserve a shot over Strickland? Do you know what I mean? It's like there's no appeal because he's lost to both guys. If Izzy wins against Dracus, you've got the rematch against Strickland, which Izzy wants. So the UFC can make that no problem. And if Dracus beats Izzy, you've got the rematch, which was a close fight to begin with. That Strickland could have easily got the nod against Dracus. I think Dracus won, but Strickland could have easily got the nod. So it's an easier fight to make, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's two narratives. Like Strickland's in a good place. A close decision loss that people said he might have won against DDP, and then unbelievable performance of a lifetime against Izzy, which Izzy would want back. So he's in a good position. But then again, if Whittaker beats Hamza, but what Hamza are we gonna get? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
That's the question mark. And it's a big step up in competition for Hamza. Hamza's never been in there with a guy of Whittaker's level. So it's also a question for Hamza. Is he at that level? Is he who he says he is? Because he's fought what? He beat Gilbert Burns. He beat Kamaru, which was a short notice fight for Kamaru. It wasn't the Kamaru of old. But fighting a Whittaker who's still, you could say, in his prime, who's on a bit of a second win right now in terms of a second run. I'd say this is his toughest fight to date. At a heavier weight class against a proper middleweight, not some 170 pounder like Usman, who's gone up in weight just to fucking save the card. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'd say this is a big step up, and we'll learn a lot about Hamza after this fight.
Yeah, and hopefully he just makes it to the octagon. I can't lie. That's
exactly that as well. That's also a factor. His health problems. I mean, he was in hospital. He was on a hospital bed for a while. He looked like exactly. What's his cardio going to be like? This is his first fight coming off that health scare. So a lot of question marks.
We'll just buzz through the rest of the card quickly. Cyril Volkov is a rematch. I feel like, do you know what? This is what I was saying, yeah? This is how I think the heavyweight division is going to play out, yeah? So here's what's going to happen. Stipe and Jones are going to fight. They're both going to ride off into the sunset because they don't want anything to do with Tom Aspinall. Yeah? They just don't. And like, this is not a knock on Jones because that's my GOAT, but at this stage,
it's everyone's goal, but it's
at this stage of his career, I don't think he wants to have to deal with Aspinall. Yeah, so I think they both ride off into the sunset. So then, obviously, Tom will still be interim, so he'll get the unified belt through default because the champion would have vacated. And I do have a sneaky feeling whoever wins this fight will be Tom's first defense. So, especially if Garn beats Volkov, I have a sneaky feeling that could be Tom's first defense as champion. I know this is a bit of a rogue sort of map of the heavyweight division, but I am convinced Stipe doesn't want anything to do with Tom Aspinall, and I don't expect him to win. And just like Tom Aspinall said, Miocic needs to be Biden. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
finally, he's getting on the mic and talking some smack. Finally, he needs to get on there and call them out. He needs to do that. So
Miocic
I'm happy for Aspinall.
And then obviously
it's not even old. He's coming off a knockout loss. 4 years. 4 years, which is I mean, listen, I still want to see him get in there with Jones. I just want to see Jones fight, but it's not the fight you want to see.
Even Islam was saying, I want to see Tom. Like, I don't care for the Miocic fight. I just want to see Tom v Jones. And don't get twisted. Like, I want to see John Jones against Tom Aspinall. That is a given. That, of course.
You know what it is though. What if the UFC? I was thinking about this the other day. Yeah. What if the UFC just randomly announced Jones versus Aspinall? All this talk about Stipe coming back, and they might just randomly announce, okay, Jones is back and he's fighting Aspinall.
They won't do that.
No, but what if though? What if? I think that will make the fight even bigger. But I doubt it. You're right.
I would love that, but they're not gonna do Miocic dirty like that. They're just not. They're gonna hold out. I feel like the only way that gets made is if there's another injury.
Yeah.
So if there's another injury in camp, especially on the Miocic side, if he can't make the fight, then they'll call up Tom, which makes it flipping unfair on him, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm.
Because you're 43, 44, you're in camp, like, you can get injuries, is what I'm trying to say. So, short notice. Does Tom Aspinall want to do a short notice? Again? I'm trying to say, but maybe he's just ready. Maybe he wants to be a backup. Maybe he wants. I think there was talk about the interim champion being back, but it's mad. It's mad, and also Dana White's like, yeah, Tom's climbing up the ranking, like he's doing his thing. He's the interim champion. He's defended his interim. There is no climbing up the rankings. This guy is the best heavyweight in the world, and we need to see him against the greatest fighter of all time. It's as simple as that.
Simple as that, but Dana's got this blind loyalty to John Jones, so
yeah. The memes are flying about.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
John Jones number one pound for pound, like you don't know the sport.
Yeah, he loses his head. So
he goes all red. He goes all tomorrow.
The Jones is a legend. He's the best fighter in the world, but just make the best fights. That's it.
Yeah.
This stupid fight doesn't make any sense.
Do you expect Gane to beat Volkov? Volkov looked good against Pavlovich last time.
Volkov looked good, and but I think Gane. Or if the longest stays on the feet, I'll always fancy Silver Gane.
Yeah, that's true.
I just think he's still for me one of the best strikers at heavyweight. You could argue he's one of the best strikers at heavyweight even now, even with Aspinall. He'll probably give Aspinall the edge. But
no, that would be a great fight.
In terms of kickboxing, you could say Gane's the better kickboxer.
No, 100%.
But the moment Aspinall gets his hands on him and takes him down, it's a wrap. So
yeah, I feel like Tom Aspinall would try wrestle Gane 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
We buzzed through Ankalaev Rakic as well. I expect Ankalaev, even though he got done dirty, he's still going to do his thing. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Lerone Murphy, Dan Ige. That's a good fight, man.
A good fight, and they're kind of doing Ige dirty a little bit. He saved the day, he saved the card, and they're putting up against a dangerous guy.
Yeah.
Lerone,
against Barboza, Lerone Murphy, he was looking good.
He's a dangerous guy. And I mean, you could even say this might be a step down in competition for Lerone, but
Dan Ige went 3.
I know, but going from Barboza, I don't know what the rankings are like, but going from Barboza to Ige is a bit. I reckon they could have pushed him up a bit and given him give him maybe a guy closer to the top. But it's still a good fight. It's still a good name on your record.
And then RDA against Jeff Neal. That's just a fun fight, isn't it? Jeff Neal.
RDA. You know what? I'm gonna go Jeff Neal. I don't think RDA. I mean, RDA is a weird one. He fights at 155. He goes up to 170. He's a veteran. He's a bit of a yo-yo fighter now. If Jeff Neal has anything about him, any aspirations, he has to win this. If he doesn't win this, then you can't lose to RDA if you want to become champion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing I did want to talk about, I don't know if you've seen like on Twitter, but Bilal Muhammad since becoming champion, dude is on the Twitter fingers like you know that kid like that is just like being shit on and he's like you ain't gonna achieve anything, and then he finally achieves something. That's the energy Bilal's giving off, and I'm here for it. I can't lie. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because everyone's, me included.
That guy took a lot of smack for so many years. Now that he's the champion, let him talk his mess. And listen, he's a funny guy as well. Let him talk his mess.
He went at Usman. I mean, Usman, to be fair, one good win, the title shot's right there. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, they're talking about that Madalena fight.
Yeah,
which will be if he can beat Madalena, who's up there, that's a very good win for him. Tough fight, but you're right. If he beats Madalena, he's also got the Shavkat fighting, should be fighting Bilal. Got Leon, who's rumored to fight Ian Gary.
That
would be good few fights.
Yeah.
That welterweight division is a serious division.
Yeah,
serious division.
Right. There you go. That's the episode wrapped up. That was the UFC 305 preview and doubled into 308 as well. 307, where you at? Dana, announce us a card. Don't give us a rubbish card, like Pennington or who else? Anything like that. We don't want to see that. Give us Bilal. Bilal's talking his mess. Let him be champion and actually defend his belt. Bilal Shavkat, Pantoja against whoever. And we'll take that, innit?
We'll take that, 100%.
Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. A lot of the clips of today's episode will be on TikTok and Instagram. And if you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, make sure to download the episodes so that you're notified when we post again. Anyways, Punches and Pundits, we're out. Peace.